President Moon Jae-in is in Europe for the G20 summit and a series of other meetings. And on Saturday, at the first G20 leaders session, he stressed the need to get coronavirus vaccines to more people around the world. On the sidelines, Moon met with his counterparts from the European Union and France to discuss cooperation on the pandemic and to ask for support for the Korean Peninsula peace process. Eum Ji-young has a wrap-up of the G20 meeting, day one.
President Moon Jae-in is going to contribute to global efforts to reduce the vaccine discrepancy between advanced and developing countries by stepping up its production capacity as a global vaccine hub. Speaking Saturday at the G20 session on global economy and healthcare, Moon said the COVID-19 pandemic can only be overcome when the vaccination rate goes up worldwide, and he called for bolstered solidarity and cooperation among the world's 20 biggest economies. The G20 leaders agreed on the goal of vaccinating 70% of the global population by mid-2022. Moon said South Korea will step up its direct support for countries that lack vaccines, as well as boost its manufacturing capacity as a global vaccine production hub, while also developing new vaccines and treatments. On the sidelines of the G20 summit, Moon held talks with the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, agreeing to work together to expand vaccine supplies in low-income countries and to strengthen the global supply chain. The Blue House said in a statement that the EU leader also welcomed South Korea's decision to raise its carbon emissions reduction target and to join global efforts to cut methane emissions. Seoul recently announced a 40% cut in emissions from 2018 levels, up from its previous goal of 26.3%. During the bilateral meeting, Moon also called for the EU's continued support for peace and denuclearization on the Korean Peninsula. The South Korean leader also had a one-on-one with his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron. They agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in new industries such as chips and electric cars, as well as work together to achieve carbon neutrality. Moon meanwhile explained Seoul's efforts for peace on the Korean Peninsula and the need for a swift resumption in dialogue with the North, to which Macron said France will do what it can to help. Macron also invited Moon to join a ministerial meeting on Indo-Pacific affairs, which France will host next year. On Sunday, Moon will be taking part in sessions on climate change and sustainable development as the world's 20 biggest economies set the tone for the UN Climate Change Conference in Glasgow the following day. He will also attend the supply chain meeting hosted by U.S. President Joe Biden. Eum Ji-young, Arirang News.